So I made a video about your favorite fighter taking steroids and you got mad about it. Well, boo fucking who? Straight up. Because I ain't done nothing to Manny Pacquiao that I wouldn't do to any other fighter. I keep telling y'all I'm not emotionally attached like y'all. Okay? I will tell the truth above all.
Freddie, Pacquiao on steroids. Nobody give a hell what you're talking about. You think fight. Freddie, Pacquiao on steroids. And he off it now and he don't look like shit. I'm out.
I don't care about anything else. Just being truthful. And then on top of that, I've also said that I believe that all athletes are on performance-enhancing drugs. That's number one. So how can you go ahead and accuse me of being a Floyd fanboy? Honestly, if I believe all athletes are on performance-enhancing drugs, doesn't that include Floyd Mayweather? Doesn't it? And I said that I don't mind that athletes are on performance-enhancing drugs. I think it should be legal. So they ain't got to hide it no more. Straight up, that's how I feel. See, the difference between you guys and the difference between me is you still believe in something called a natural athlete. I don't. I look at all sports just like I look at bodybuilding, okay? Kai Green, Phil Heath, Dennis Wolf, Sean Roden, Rhodey Winkler, all of them will get on camera right now and tell you that they're a natural athlete or they're a natural bodybuilder right now. Okay? Yet we all know that they take steroids. Everybody knows they take steroids. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's something called an open secret. Okay? Everybody knows it, but nobody says anything about it. That's what I'm talking about with Manny Pacquiao. I'm just saying it's more known with Manny Pacquiao than it is with Floyd Mayweather, but yet people choose to highlight what Floyd Mayweather do, and they have nothing more than an accusation of using an IV to mask some drugs. And I'm not even denying that they masking drugs, because I just told you that I believe all athletes are on performance-enhancing drugs. Yet it's still, you still have people pushing this Floyd Mayweather thing, pumping it 100 miles an hour up and down my comment section, talking about I'm hating on Manny and I'm favoring Manny talking about I'm hating on Manny and I'm favoring Floyd Mayweather. Are you serious? This is my whole point. How can you overlook that? This is the only thing that I'm highlighting. See, I'm putting you kind of people on the front stage, you know what I'm saying, up under the lights. And I'm asking you, how can you openly ignore the fact that Manny Pacquiao has more accusations, has more people going on record saying that he is guilty of using steroids, having more people go in front of the camera and saying that he's guilty of using steroids than Floyd Mayweather and almost any other boxer I know put together, yet and still you guys are overly convinced that Floyd Mayweather is the captain of using all kind of steroids, but yet Manny Pacquiao is put up on this pedestal with a halo around his head. I'm trying to figure out why that is. That's all. That's all. Look, I'm going to put it like this. It's so known that Manny Pacquiao takes steroids that they even made a commercial about it.
They say Manny uses steroids. May toyo yata sila eh.
Ako rin may toyo. Ang sikreto ko, dato puti soy sauce. Ang dato puti soy sauce rice at adobo. Bango, panalo. Masarap na pampagana para lumaki ang kaha.
Kaya yan si Manny, marami pang kakayain ng bigas. Ubusin mo na. Pag hindi mo ubusin, baluin kita.
Dato puti, ito ang champion.
Oh, man. Okay. It's so much of the norm that Manny Pacquiao is on steroids. It's so much of an open secret, just like I said, that they even made a commercial about it. And that's the premise of everything that I've been saying. But yet, Manny Pacquiao is the holy one, and he does no wrong. So, once again, I'm not going to try to impose what I think on anybody, because what I think, I know just to be fact. So like I've always done, and I've done in the first video, I will just simply use the evidence in what we have before us and simply point out the obvious. So enter Teddy Atlas.
Doesn't look like that's happening. What's your take on this whole thing, Teddy?
It's pretty simple. I mean, you could go in 1,000 different directions, and you guys went about 500 of them, and good for you. But to me, you know, you just go to this man in the street. You go to the regular person, the blue-collar worker that takes care of his family, that, you know, is willing to put out the money for a pay-per-view fight and see a good fight and allow these people to make the money. Those are the people that count. And if you ask those people, well, they're going to say one thing, and they have said one thing as far as what I've heard, and that is, why would you walk away from $30 million on the table just not to take some blood, just not to take a test? If you're clean, what do you have to hide? Now, in no way am I saying that I think Pacquiao is dirty. And no way am I saying that all the blame goes away from Mayweather in not making this fight. All I'm saying is that that is what the regular man, the common man out there, and he has a right to think that and to say that. Why would you not make that fight if you're clean? Now,
Teddy,
some of my sources...
Teddy, let me just say one thing. I bet you if you were training Pacquiao, though, you would only allow yourself to be dictated to so much. What about that?
Listen, taking about, neither one of us are doctors, but I can tell you that doctors have stated that taking blood for a test does not weaken you. It does not. Now, psychologically, some people don't like it, but hey, Pacquiao had some tattoos on him, I think I saw, so you can't say he's afraid of needles.
Whoa, hold on there. Did you see what Teddy Atlas just did? He just busts one of the bubbles of that age-old myth that Manny Pacquiao fans like to use, in which somebody has wrote in my comment section recently during the last video, is that how Manny Pacquiao is afraid of needles. But yet, he has tattoos. So, well, I don't want to hear that anymore. Okay, Manny Pacquiao fans, thanks to my man Teddy Atlas, we have just bust that myth to pieces. So the whole Manny Pacquiao is scared of needles, but yet Manny Pacquiao's have a tattoo. Not just one tattoo, but two tattoos. That whole Manny Pacquiao scared of needle shit is bullshit. Okay, so you guys can no longer use that. All right, can we move on? All right.
I don't think we can go and say that. So, you know, if it's really taking the blood, from what I understand, Mayweather's people were willing to make a concession where it would be 2 weeks away, where he would have enough time, if that was really the fear, that it seems like that could have been overcome. Look, my thing that I can add to this, again, from sources that told me, they said that people in the Pacquiao camp sent a couple of emails to the Mayweather camp a few weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. And the first email was, what would the penalty be if our guy tested positive? The second email was, if he did test positive, could we keep this a secret for the benefit of boxing? Now, again,
do you guys have any idea that a boxing commentator on the level and is well known as Teddy Atlas, and what kind of illegal ramifications would follow by him saying something like that by one of the top boxing stars in the entire sport? Do you guys know what kind of illegal ramifications would come behind that? So why was he so comfortable saying it? See, people tell me that I need to be lucky that I'm not going to get sued by doing a simple video that I made. Now, what's crazy to me is, and people that think like that is this, is if you think like that, then what do you think about people like Manny Pacquiao who get to see somebody like Teddy Atlas and on the level of Teddy Atlas and is well known as Teddy Atlas, and given that Teddy Atlas' job is to be on television giving his opinion on things, and one of his opinions on you is that you sent an email to the opposing team asking what the penalties would be if you drop dirty for steroids. That's a hell of a thing to say, especially if you're lying. You know, that's one of those things that you actually get sued over. So why not sue Teddy Atlas? Because in the court of law, he would have to prove it, and Teddy Atlas can. Obviously. I mean, would you take that? I wouldn't. That's a hell of a thing for you to say about me. I'm not going to accept that at all. So basically, in a nutshell, man, I'm done playing with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this by using Manny Pacquiao himself to set up Manny Pacquiao himself. And then after this, there is no debate on whether Manny Pacquiao is on steroids or not. Even though I know you guys know that, you just guys like to just save face for the sake of Manny Pacquiao is one of your favorite boxers, which I understand. Not everybody is like me, so it ain't nothing wrong with that. Or you just do it out of spite of you hating Mayweather or gay weather or whatever you would like to say, whatever you like to call it. You know, I get people like y'all too. You know, you just fangirls. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about boxing like a man. You know what I'm saying? I don't wrap no man up in no wool cloth. I don't care who he is, and I don't care how much I favor him. He do something wrong, he do something I don't like, or he do something that I can't help but point out and talk about. That's exactly what I'm going to do, you know, regardless of how I feel. But anyways, let's get into it, Manny.
We welcome in the junior welterweight champion of the world wearing a Cowboys jersey, I take it, Manny Pacquiao. Manny, let's start with the fight. You're going to be fighting Josh Clottey. Why Josh Clottey?
Josh Clottey is he's a good fighter, and he's a former welterweight champion, and he's strong and he's taller than me. And I believe that we can give a good fight on March 13th.
You know, you take on Clottey after the negotiations with Floyd Mayweather falls through. We haven't heard it from your voice as of yet. Why did that fight fall apart? Why did that fight fall apart?
I think there's a lot of, you know, Floyd reason. That's why the fight is canceled. And what I believe is Floyd, he doesn't want the fight. That's why the fight is canceled.
Notice his ass didn't answer the question.
What I believe is Floyd, he doesn't want the fight.
Manny, there was a lot of negotiation with the type of blood testing. Manny, there was a lot of negotiation with the type of blood testing that would be for that fight.
Did you catch it or did you miss it? Watch how Manny Pacquiao seems to be rolling his eye all the way up in the clouds and looking at everything but the screen. And as soon as he mentioned blood testing, watch how his eyes lock straight in on him and he starts smiling.
Manny, there was a lot of negotiation with the type of blood testing that would be for that fight. A lot of fans are wondering, why not submit to WADA-style testing? Why wouldn't you do that?
I'm not saying that I won't submit the blood testing, but not the day of the fight, because it's going to be affected of my condition. I will admit blood testing before and after the fight, but not the day of the fight. I tried that before when Morales won, and you know, it's very disadvantage to me.
Now look, don't talk shit to me because I don't want to hear it no more, okay? The commentator asked Manny Pacquiao clear as day, why did the fight fall through and what was the problem? Manny Pacquiao said that I don't want to take a blood test the day of the fight, okay? I will take a test before and after the fight, but I will not take a blood test, the day of the fight because it makes me weak and it leaves me at a disadvantage. Okay? Fact, right? Fact, right? All right, let's keep going.
You did blood testing before the Eric Morales fight?
Yeah, Morales won fight. We did blood testing.
Before the fight, you had a blood test that day?
Yeah, I lost that fight because I feel like so weak in the fight and so tired.
Floyd Mayweather said 14 days before the fight to the fight. Like, you wouldn't get tested that day of the fight, but a full 2 weeks before you couldn't be tested. What about 15 days before the fight? That would still bother you?
15 days before the fight, I'm in heavy training, and you know, it's gonna be affect to my heavy training on that time, and I think it's not good to have to do a blood testing on that date, because 15 days before the fight it's gonna be heavy training.
As a fan, it's got to be hard for you to hear him stumble through that conversation like that, to hear him struggle to come up with a lie. Okay, first of all, he says that the reason why he didn't want to take the test, and you can rewind it, play it back, but he said that the reason why he didn't take the test is because he didn't want to take a blood test on the day of the fight because it leaves him weak. and he feels weak for at least 3 days after the fight. And even Freddie Roach backs this up.
The thing is, again, everyone acts differently about taking blood, and he just doesn't feel right for about 3 days.
And there it is right there, man. It ain't shit else to be said. You mean to tell me that you got a problem with taking the test because you don't want to take a blood test on the day of the fight because it makes you feel weak for 3 days, and Floyd Mayweather is asking you to take the blood test 15 days prior to the fight date, and you don't want to take it because of hippie training?
Floyd Mayweather said 14 days before the fight to the fight. Like, you wouldn't get tested that day of the fight, but a full 2 weeks before you couldn't be tested. What about 15 days before the fight? That would still bother you?
Now, hold up now. I hope I'm not losing you. Let's not remember what the commentator asked him. What was the problem for him not signing or making the fight with Floyd Mayweather?
A lot of fans are wondering, why not submit to WADA-style testing? Why wouldn't you do that?
I'm not saying that I won't submit the blood testing, but not the day of the fight because it's going to be affected of my condition. I will admit the blood testing before and after the fight, but not the day of the fight.
So he admits that he will submit blood before and after. Yet when Floyd Mayweather is asking him to submit blood 15 days prior up into the fight, he has a problem with it because of hippie training? Come on now, man. I don't think I got to say or do anything else from here on out. Manny Pacquiao is a drug cheat, has always been a drug cheat. And on top of that, he's more known to have used drugs than any other boxer that I've ever seen in the boxing game, period. If you don't like it, prove me otherwise.
Why not submit to WADA-style testing? Why wouldn't you do that?
Not the day of the fight because it's going to be affected of my condition. I will admit the blood testing before and after the fight, but not the day of the fight.
What about 15 days before the fight? That would still bother you?
I tried that before when Morales won, and you know, it's very disadvantage to me. This 15 days before the fight, I'm in heavy training, and you know, it's gonna be affect to my heavy training on that time, and I think it's not good to have do the blood testing on that date because 15 days before the fight it's gonna be heavy training.
Now let's check in again with Chris.
You were very demonstrative after the fight. Seems like you felt like you won the fight. Why'd you feel like you won it?
I mean, he may have landed more power shots. All right, that's my power shot. When he hit me one time, I hit him 3 times. You seen the fight. What you think?
BJ and Freddie both had it lopsided 4 crews.
Freddie, Pacquiao on steroids. Nobody give a hell what you're talking about. I feel like I won, man. That's just it, man. I'll box the kid. Yeah, how you gonna win if you don't throw no punches?
You feel early on it looked like he slowed you down a little bit by getting inside. Do you feel like yet?
I give him 5 rounds. It's a 12-round fight. I give him 5. That mean I got 7. So I mean, you see the fight. Freddie Pacquiao on steroids, and he off it now. He don't look like shit. I'm out.
Thanks, President. Guys.
Oh, but before I go, there's something I want to leave you with. It's something I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys some comments that's actually quite the norm on my channel, or even when I speak with something like that. Take a look at these. Now, my question to you guys is that what it's really about? Is that really what it's really about? Because at the end of the day, I'm nothing but a regular boxing channel talking about Manny Pacquiao taking steroids, which you can obviously see by the video is nothing new to anybody around the world. Yet, why is race taken into place when it comes to this? Why would I even be accused of being no different from the LDBC for saying this about Manny Pacquiao? Would people say something different about me if they was aware that I was a white content creator? Would I still be getting these kind of comments in there? Would people still be saying this? Or is it because of the fact that, you know, I'm not a white content creator and I talked about Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao is one of your closest boxing heroes to take down the mighty Mayweather, the man in which y'all can't stand, that you just show hatred like this? I mean, how did it even go racial? I'm talking about Manny Pacquiao and steroids. Basically, I'm talking about boxers and steroids. Yet it went racial. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it's really about anyway. That's exactly why I can put in a dictionary of facts on you, and you guys still want to talk about Mayweather, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, you can do that on this channel. I mean, that's what this channel was built off of. Touching subjects and saying shit that people are afraid to say. And checking people and saying shit about people that people are afraid to say to other people. That's what this channel is built off of. The sheer fire of that. So you know I ain't gonna back down from it. So I'm just asking the question. Is that what it's really about? Because it is. I can totally understand it now. And if you can understand that, then maybe now you can finally understand the premise and the purpose of this whole video. It was to shine a light on you people and let you know, I see ya. Bruce Bane, I'm out.